الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. To proceed, today's lesson بإذن الله تعالى, we will continue our explanation of the text of Ibn al-Ajrum alayhi rahmatullahi, known as al-Ajrumiyyah. In our previous point, the discussion concerned al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, and specifically his statement hatta yadkhula alayhi nasibun aw jazimun, until when a nasibun, something that will make the al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, the present tense verb, mansubun aw jazimun, or will render it majzumun. Note that al-muallif, the author, did not mention rafi'un, that which will make it marfu'un. Why? Because al-aslu, the foundation of al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, is raf'un. It is already marfu'un. Nor did he mention khafidun, which will make it majrurun. Why? Because al-khafdu does not enter upon al-fi'lu al-mudari'u. Therefore, the next section of the text is فالنواصب. So he's mentioned that al-fi'lu al-mudari'u will stay in the raf'un state, it will stay marfu'un, except when an-nasibu enters upon it. So what therefore is an-nasibu? فالنواصب, the plural of an-nasibu is an-nawasibu asharatun, they are 10 in number. وهي, and they are an, ولن وإذن وكي ولام كي ولام الجهود وحتى والجواب بالفاء والواو وأو. These 10, the author رحمه mentioned, are what, if entered upon al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, it will make it mansuba. And as our Shaykh Muhammad Salih al-Uthaymin rahimahullah mentions in his explanation of al-Ajrumiyyah, is how do we know that there are 10 matters that when entered upon al-fi'lu al-mudari'u they render it mansubun? He said for two reasons: at-tatabbu'u wal-istiqra', that when you examine and you analyze the texts of Arabic, the scholars of grammar have concluded that we can categorize that which will make it mansubun into 10 different types. The first, therefore, is an. Now, what the first point we want to mention about an, I will write it here, is that it is what we call harfu masdarin. Harfu written that incorrectly, and that should be masdarin. Harfu masdarin. And we're going to explain that in a moment. So it's harfu masdarin, and also it is, as the name suggests, it is harfu nasbin. So it's harfu masdarin wa nasbin. So let's mention by way of example. If we wanted to say, I love that you understand, in Arabic we would say uhibbu. So that's al-fi'lu al-mudari'u. It is marfu'un in the default state. أحب أن تفهم. تفهم. Hassan. So if I was addressing one of you, a single male, then I would express that statement as أحب أن تفهم. I love that you understand. Now we said that an is harfu masdarin, which means that it represents the masdar of this portion of the sentence. So what is the masdar or the root of an tafhama? We would say fahmak. We would say fahmaka. Fahmaka. Why would we say that? Because tafhama is the verb you understand. So the root of that verb, the verbal noun, is fahmun. Fahmun. Understanding. The cat here just represents you. It's a damir muttasil. So we have extrapolated from this portion of our sentence and tafhama, the masdar, the verbal noun, which is fahmak, or rather it's fahmun, but we've added the damirun muttasilun to make it clear. Therefore, if we were to rewrite the sentence, we would say uhibbu fahmaka, which is the reason why that's mansubun, because it's the maf'ulun bihi of uhibbu. So therefore the point to note is that an is masdariyah, as we say in Arabic. With it we can, with the verb that precedes it, follows it, we can extrapolate al-masdar, the root noun which that verb is derived from, which in this instance is fahmun. Therefore it's referred to as masdarin. In addition to that, it is referred to as nasbin, harfu masdarin wa nasbin. Why? And this is the reason why it's included here, is because it renders the verb which ordinarily would be marfu'un, it renders it mansubun, which is the reason why I've written it an tafhama. So there's a fatha upon the meme. Therefore, if we were to describe the i'rabun, the grammatical analysis of this sentence, we would say uhibbu fi'lun mudari'un marfu'un litajarrudihi min nasibin aw jazimin. It is a fi'lun mudari'un, as we can see, it's marfu'un wa alamatu raf'ihi ad-dammatu adh-dhahiratu ala akhirih, and the indicator for it being marfu'un is a dhamma upon the end. Fa'iluhu, its doer is mustatirrun wujuban, it is hidden by necessity, taqdiruhu ana, and it's assumed to be ana, I. An is harfu masdarin wa nasbin, and tafhama is fi'lun mudari'un, it is mansubun bi-an wa alamatu nasbihi, and the indicator for it being mansubun is al-fathatu al-dhahiratu ala akhirih. Similarly, if we wanted to express the sentence I love to see you, we would say uhibbu an araka. Again, uhibbu fi'lun mudari'un marfu'un wa alamatu raf'ihi الضمة الظاهرة على آخره فاعله مستتر وجوبا تقديره أنا. أن is حرف مصدر ونصب, and أرى. أرى is the فعل مضارع. It is منصوب بأن وعلامة نصبه, and the indicator for it being منصوب is, it is الفتحة المقدرة على آخره. It is al-fatha, which is assumed to be there. منع من ظهورها التعذر. منع من ظهورها التعذر. And it is excused from being there. Why? Because we cannot apply the harakatun to the alif. And the kaf is the maf'ulun bihi. It is mansubun في محل نصب, in the position of it being mansubun, because we know that this is a damirun muttasilun and it is mabniyun, and every ismun which is mabniyun occupies the position of a particular grammatical state, as opposed to having it upon the lafz, as we have explained in our previous lessons. And similarly, the third example is uhibbu, and if we wanted to say I love to supplicate, and ad'uwa, uhibbu an ad'uwa. أحب again فعل مضارع مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره وفاعله مستتر تقديره أنا أن حرف مصدر ونصب, and أدعو is فعل مضارع منصوب بأن وعلامة نصبه الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. And if it is said that you have placed الفتحة upon al-waw, and al-waw is a harfu illa. It is a letter which we concluded the fi'lun upon, and it's from the weak letters. We said that yes, in this state, the mansubun state, al-waw will display the al-fathatu. Therefore, that is an first nasibun from an-nawasibu. Moving on to the second an-nasibu from an-nawasibu, we have lan. So we will write lan here, and how we will describe this particular harf. So we will say it is harfu nafyin, of negation, wa istiqbalin, and of the future, istiqbalin, and of course wa nasbin, and nasbin. Therefore, lan, this particular harf, has three functions. The first is nafyin, negation. The second is istiqbalin, represents an action of the future. And the third is nasbin, which is, it renders al-fi'lu al-mudari'u that follows it, it renders it mansubun. By way of example, therefore, if I wanted to say that I will not sit in Arabic, how do we say that? I am sitting, so we need al-fi'lu al-mudari'u is ajlisu. I am sitting. But we want to negate it with lan. Therefore we say lan ajlisu. Now, we've negated it with lan, so that's the nafyin part. It is in the future, albeit the short-term future, because I wanted to express the meaning of I will not sit, I will not sit, i.e. in the future, albeit the short term. But it is also nasbin, because of course all of these haruf are nasb. So therefore we cannot end it with ad-dammatu. We have to end it with al-fathatu. Lan ajlisa. And now, in this one set statement, we have lan, where we can see it performing negation, representing the future, and also rendering or making al-fi'lu al-mudari'u that follows it, making it mansubun. So, if therefore we wanted to express the i'rabun of this statement, we would say lan is harfu nafyin wa istiqbalin wa nasbin. Ajlisa is fi'lun mudari'un mansubun bilan wa alamatu nasbihi al-fathatu al-zahiratu ala akhirihi. Actually that should be ala akhirihi. And al-fa'ilu is ana, but it is mustatirrun wujuban, it is hidden by necessity. Taqdiruhu ana lan ajlisa. Similarly, we could mention many other examples. The ayah that we frequently mention during the course of these lessons in Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah Azza wa Jalla challenged al-mushrikun, and indeed the rest of mankind, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, i.e. to bring forth something like Al-Quran. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا. For we have this portion of the ayah, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا. Why is this important here? Well, the لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, we know that is harfu jazmin. So we're going to speak about that later. But we have this portion, وَلَنْ تَفْعَلُوا. So lan again is harfu nafyin wa istiqbalin wa nasbin. Taf'alu is fi'lun mudari'un mansubun bilan. Wa alamatu nasbihi is what? It is hadfun nuni. Why? Because taf'aluna is min al-af'ali al-khamsa. It is from those 5 conjugations of verbs which, in order to represent the mansubun state, we have to hadfun noon, erase the noon. So the meaning of the ayah is that if you're not able to do this, I bring forth something like Al-Quran, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, and nor will you be able to do that. That therefore is an example of the usage of lan. The other, and I mentioned our example earlier, lan ajlisa, I will not sit. Of course, it does not mean that I will not sit absolutely, that I will never sit. We're just making reference to a particular period of time. And then when that time has elapsed, then I will be sitting. And this is an important point, because as Shaykh Muhammad Salih al-Uthaymin rahimahullah mentions in his explanation of al-Ajrumiyyah, that this understanding is a refutation of the people who denied that Allah Azza wa Jalla will be seen on Yawm al-Qiyamah. And they used as an evidence for their denial that portion of the ayah in Surah Al-A'raf, when Musa alayhi salam asked to see his Lord, قال ربي أرني أنظر إليك. He said, my Lord, show yourself to me. أنظر إليك. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, لن تراني, that you will not see me. لن تراني. Right. So that's the response. لن تراني, that you will not see me. Again, we have لن here, which is حرف نفي واستقبال ونصب. And then we have the verb ترى, and then we have الضمير المتصل at the end. Now, when Allah Azza wa Jalla said لن تراني, that you will not see me in the future, it is not absolute, which is what they, the people of Ta'til, those who denied the seeing the ru'ya of Allah on Yawm al-Qiyamah, they argued that this is a proof that Allah will not be seen absolutely, because that was Allah's response to Musa alayhi salam. However, the point to note is that lan is not used necessarily in an absolute sense, and we have a proof for that in Al-Quran itself. The ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah where Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned وَلَن يَتَمَنَّوْهُ أَبَدًا وَلَن يَتَمَنَّوْهُ أَبَدًا تَمَنَّوْهُ أَبَدًا. And this is in relation to seeking death. So, those people who Allah Azza wa Jalla responded to, that if indeed they are the chosen ones of Allah, al-Yahud, then let them hasten towards death. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَلَن يَتَمَنَّوْهُ أَبَدًا, that they will never hasten towards that matter. However, further on in Surah Zukhruf, Allah Azza wa Jalla mentions another ayah in which the occupants, the dwellers of the fire, will indeed call upon Malik, the gatekeeper of the fire, asking him to ask his Lord that he should cause their death. And that ayah is Ya Malik, Ya Malik, li yaqdi alayna rabbuka. Ya Malik li yaqdi alayna rabbuka. O Malik, the gatekeeper of the fire, liyaqdi, let him cause our death. Rabbuka, your Lord. So let your Lord cause our death. Why did we mention this by way of example? To illustrate the principle that lan, even though we do say it's nafyin, harfun nafyin wa istiqbal, it's a harf used for the purpose of negation, and in the future we don't say it's absolute. And the proof for that is this, that those are the people whom Allah said will never seek death despite their alleged or their claimed status of being نحن أبناء الله وأحباؤه, that we are the sons and the beloved ones of Allah. But then afterwards Allah Azza wa Jalla said that they will ليقضي علينا ربك, they will ask Malik to cause their death. Moving on, therefore, the third nasibun mentioned from the 10 is idhan, wa idhan, in his statement. Therefore, again, we will write it here, idhan. And what type of harfun is this? We say it is harfu jawabin wa, as you can probably guess, it is also nasbin. Harfu jawabin wa nasbin. Therefore, we say idhan is harfu jawabin, and we know that jawabin means a response. Nasbin means to make mansoob. And in relation to its usage, the grammarians have mentioned 3 conditions in order for idhan to render al-fi'lu al-mudari'u mansooba. What are those 3 conditions? The first of them is that it must begin, the sentence must begin with idhan. So it's got to introduce the sentence. The condition is therefore that there can be no fasil, there can be no barrier between idhan and al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, the present tense verb that follows it, except if it is al-yaminu, an oath. Hasanan. So the second condition is that there can be no fasil, no barrier between idhan and the verb that follows it, except if it is al-yaminu, an oath. And the third and the final condition is that al-fi'lu al-mudari'u, the present tense verb, must convey the meaning of being in the future. 3 conditions, and they are, as is usually the case, best illustrated by way of example. If an individual said to you, I want to visit you tomorrow, how would we express that in Arabic? Azuruka ghadan, which means the scene indicates the future. Azuruka, I will visit you ghadan, tomorrow. Now, we are mentioning this in order to illustrate the use of idhan. Therefore, that is the end of the statement. An individual, he says to me, Sa'azuruka ghadan, I want to visit you tomorrow. I say in response, idhan ukrimaka, which means therefore, that's harfu jawabin, a response, wa nasbin, and renders mansubun al-fi'lu al-mudari'u. Idhan, therefore, ukrimaka, I will honor you. From akrama, the verb akrama, he honored. That is an example of idhan that fulfills all 3 conditions. Remember the 3 conditions? The first of them is that we begin with idhan, that the sentence is introduced with idhan. Is it introduced here with idhan? Yes, it is. The second condition is that there is no fasil, there's no barrier between idhan and al-fi'lu al-mudari'u that precedes it, that follows it. Is there a barrier? No. It follows it immediately. And the third is that the future meaning is represented by that al-fi'lu al-mudari'u. And is it? Yes, it is. Because the response to I will visit you tomorrow is that idhan ukrimaka, I will honor you tomorrow when you come. Note that that is mansubun. Therefore we would say that idhan is harfu jawabin wa nasbin. Ukrima is al-fi'lu al-mudari'u mansubun bi an. فاعله مستتر وجوبا تقديره أنا, and kaf here is مفعول به. It is منصوب في محل نصب. Now, that's an example where all three conditions are present. But if, as a result of you saying سأزورك غدا, if now I said to you إني إذن أكرمك Hassan, how are the three conditions for the usage of idhan now present? The first condition is that we begin the statement with idhan. Have I began the statement with idhan? The answer is no. I've started it with inni. Therefore, in this instance, we cannot make mansoob ukrima. We cannot say that, because that's only when those three conditions are present. Therefore, how would we now represent this correctly? We would say inni idhan ukrimuka with a dhammah. We would now not make mansoob ukrima. We would say ukrimuka. So that's an example where one of the conditions has been violated, the first one. If now, as a result of your statement سأزورك, so now I said in response إذن حياك الله. Let's write that correctly. لفظ الجلالة إذن حياك الله. Actually, I want to write it incorrectly first. أكرمك. Therefore, you again have said سأزورك غدا. I will visit you tomorrow. I responded with إذن حياك الله أكرمك, meaning therefore حياك الله, may Allah give you life. It's an expression, it's a dua asking Allah to give you goodness and health and well-being. إذن حياك الله أكرمك, I will honor you. Has this now been vowelized correctly? Does it fulfill all three conditions? The first condition is that we begin with idhan. Yes, we do begin with idhan. The second condition, that there should be no fasil, there should be no barrier between the use of idhan and al-fi'l al-mudari'u that will follow it. Do we have a fasil? Yes, we do. But what type of fasil is it? It's a verb. Now, the point to note is we said that except if it is al-yaminu, an oath. If it is al-yaminu, an oath. This is not al-yaminu. Therefore, in this instance, we violated the second condition. And that should not be al-fathatu, that should be ad-dammatu. It should be إذن حياك الله أكرمك. That is how we'll now vowelize it correctly. So that therefore is not correct. What would be correct is if we replaced حياك الله with an oath, and we said, for example, والله إذن والله أكرمك. Now we change that to al-fatha. We say أكرمك. إذن والله أكرمك. Now, the only point that remains, of course, is an example where the third condition is violated. So an individual says to me, inni mushtaqun ilayka, that I am longing for you, sa'azuruka ghadan, I will visit you tomorrow. And you, or rather I say, idhan أكرمك الآن. حسنا. I say in response, idhan, therefore, harfu jawabin wa nasbin, ukrimaka, I will honor you, al-ana, now. I'm going to honor you now. Not tomorrow when you visit me, but I am going to do it now. In this instance, we would not make mansub ukrima. We would not say that. Why? Because the third condition has been violated, and therefore we cannot make ukrimaka mansubun, and we would have to make it, that's correct, we would have to make it marfu'un. Idhan ukrimuka al-ana. Hasan. Fourth nasib from an-nawasibu is K. So once again we will write K here. And what type of harfun is this? Well, it is harfu nasbin, as all of them are. Harfu nasbin. Harfu nasbin. It's a harfun that will make mansubun al-fi'lu al-mudari'u that follows it. Therefore, do we understand the usage of K and it being a harfu nasbin? If now I was to question you and say, li madha jita, li madha jita, which means why jita did you come? Li madha jita, why did you come? You would say in response, K adrusa. K adrusa. K, which is harfu nasbin, it's the reason why, in order that adrusa, I study. K adrusa. Now, because K is harfu nasbin, what does it do? It yansibu al-fi'lu or al-fi'la al-mudari'a. It makes mansub al-fi'la al-mudari'a, the present tense verb that follows it. There are no conditions attached to this, as in the example of idhan, and therefore it is quite straightforward. If we were to say, when I asked you, limadha jitta, and you responded by saying K adrusu, then that would be incorrect. Why? Because K is harfu nasbin, and harfu nasbin, therefore, what does it do? Yansibu al-fi'la al-mudari'a. It makes mansub al-fi'la al-mudari'a, and the i'rab of this would be K harfu nasbin adrusa is fi'lun mudari'un mansubun bi K fa'iluhu mustatirrun wujuban taqdiruhu ana, and its fa'il is hidden by necessity, it's understood to be ana. Regarding K, there is a difference of opinion between Ahlul Basra and Ahlul Kufa. We know that Ibn Ajrum is from the followers of the school of Ahlul Kufa, and therefore his opinion is that K, it makes mansub by itself the present tense that follows it. As for Ahlul Basra, they are of the opinion that K is a harfu jar, and therefore what is hidden or part of the meaning of K, which is not visible, is an here. So what has actually caused adrusa to become mansoob is the presence of an, K, an. But that's a discussion which is old, and it's not really something that should concern you. And as Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah, he has a particular qaida, principle regarding differences of opinion in grammatical matters. He said rahimahullah that our approach is we take the easiest of the two opinions. So that which is easier, and there's no harm in doing that. We take the easier opinion to understand its usage in Arabic grammar here. And the easiest opinion is, of course, that by itself it makes al-fi'lu al-mudari'u mansoob. We hope therefore that is clear. In our next lesson we will continue to the remainder of al-nawasibu. As always, if there are any questions or queries, you're welcome to ask. We shall conclude on that point. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.